Boom, boom, boom. Yes, welcome back. Episode 51, part 2. Oh my god, yeah, I'd forgotten. Amazing. I'm just logging back in. Still slightly worse for wear after our episode 50 celebrations at the end there. Oh, okay, this is going to take some time to wear off. Oh man, look at the tower up there. It looks so cool in this light. Okay, we can't do anything. Oh, this is amazing. God, this place looks so bright. The colours are like absurd. Well, look, welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft Reloaded, episode 51. Here we go. Okay, so while we're all stony like this, let's talk objectives for this next set of 50 episodes. We're going to want to do some stuff in here. I want to familiarise some animals. Let's breed some pigs up. Let's get some wool and stuff going from the sheep here. Let's get some cows in here. Let's get some horses in here. We've got room for all these animals, so we need to collect some animals. And that would probably, you know, having a nice batch of familiarised animals that we can breed and get milk from our cows and whatnot else, that would be, I think, probably, I would be satisfied that we'd maybe sort of finish this farm area by doing something like that, right? Now, immersive engineering pretty much took a pummeling from us in episodes 1 to 50. We've kind of basically finished that pack. However, the tower that we built for Thaumcraft is largely unused, so a massive objective for us here in this second portion of this series, 50 to 100, is going to be to get Thaumcraft really working for us. And I mean like golems all over the place, high levels of automation. We need to come in here and work some of these obsidian tiles into the whole build. I think that's going to add quite a lot. And yeah, we'll have our big altar thing in here, I think is the plan, and then up here you'd have the various like other little machines and stuff, and there's even a room up at the very top of the tower there for more. So yeah, so like I say, most of engineering kind of done, but actually a big objective is also just improving our levels of automation here. If we look at this guy now, 3.7% integrity of this mineral vein of iron is left. Both of these are full, right? Look, that one, yeah, they're both full. So there's huge amounts of this stuff, and in fact, I've already emptied those 3 double lockers into down here. Yeah. But oh, we chucked a load in here. There's actually 117 ingots of iron in there that need pouring right now. I guess we just start pouring those now. So we've got a lot of ore processing to do, and automating our ore processing functionality around here, and including those warp, you know, those trans-dimensional Ender IO transporter things. I think we'd need something that we could transport our ores from wherever the site of our ore excavator is into some kind of complicated buffer system that leads into the smeltery here. Like power generation at the base, like this water wheel array that we've got here is pretty good, and I'd like to maybe double or quadruple or octuple down on it. Like 8 times this would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Like one day we'll do a live stream where we just dig this down and just absolutely rinse it. And I think we could also upgrade our power cabling as well around the base. This stuff looks really cool, but once we get to over here, I think we want to be using Ender IO stuff for like these more long distance, more tricky things, and we keep these cool cables just for show around the base, right? Now, here's an interesting goal, something production values based. I'm keen in this next 50 episodes, and it won't be this episode, but it might be very soon, next couple of episodes. I've started looking into this. I'm going to try a few different angles. Oh look, we still got that we need to clean up that 50 from last time. I want to try a few different camera angles. There's potentially a mod that allows us to move a camera around after the fact and kind of like digitally record what we're doing, but at the very least we should be able to get like a second account and have some secondary camera angles here. Who's somebody firing arrows at me? Yeah, that guy. Now there will be little odds and ends, things I'm forgetting around here. Certainly an upgrade to our enchanting area is a must, because we're just on a roof here, so we probably need to look at upgrading this. Maybe this could be the entrance to the library and enchanting area instead, and we'd move the armory somewhere else, and and then we could really aim to display a set of every single armor in the game. Like, we should start doing some of these collect them up things, because we want to be able to say that we just demolished this pack And so having like a display room for things like armor would be excellent. And so this kind of leads me on to my final point. Well, actually, just throw another one in there. More beacons. Definitely more beacons. But to get back to the talk of the armory and the display rooms, where would they go now? Well, they would go in a giant golden palace, which is something we've been talking about having on our grounds here. We've got a load of fruit trees all around here. There's a lot of them. And then there's like all of this space back here where we talked about having the gold palace be. And the gold palace kind of looks then over our workshop, and we've got our home over there with the tower, launch pad, the big wizard's towers that way, and then in town would be this way. Actually, that's another one. Add that to the list. Develop a kind of like a town, like a village over here, along with the pub and the farmyard. We should have some residential houses, a few other like functional buildings over there maybe. And maybe that's where the golems could live. That could be kind of cool. So we like make them in the wizard's tower up there and send them down into the town to work. But anyway, I digress. The castle, the palace, the golden palace thing. We talked about all of these fruit trees being the gardens that lead to the palace. Now, have these got pistachios on them? Ooh, they do. Now, here's the thing. This whole area, all of these fruit trees are super impractical at the moment because they're all higgledy-piggledy, which is a phrase I love. They're really quite inconvenient. Actually, this is all quite inconvenient with my inventory so full right now. Let's go throw some junk away. So yeah, so all this is a pain, and I can imagine, and also these trees just grow right in the middle of it, and they just relentlessly grow. And it's really, really irritating. So these palace gardens, I think is like the first thing we actually want to do, and start to map out where the palace will go, you know? Yeah, so that's the working list for now, and I think fair play, yeah? Like, let's do that. And if there's more stuff you guys want to see added to the list, then let me know either in the comments down below, or you can join the Discord server, which is links in the description of the video. And there's going to be plenty of open discussion here about what else we want to add to this roadmap for the series now that we're picking it back up again. But I'm really excited to be taking us into the next chapter here, because we are in the end game. It's a very kind of different world now to what it was that we started in 50 episodes ago. And therefore I think, you know, we're going to have to be setting our own goals. The goals are much less abundantly clear. It's not like, okay, well, we just reached Bronze Age, what should we do next? I know, Iron Age. We've kind of now got much more freedom to do what we want. So that, you know, begs the question, like, what do we want? And this is my initial list, but eager to hear your thoughts and have you guys, the viewers, shape the series as much as I do, you know. So let me know what you think of this roadmap, and what else we should add to it, you know. So yeah, sweet. Okay, look, this is interesting. Core sample evaluated, no minerals found. This is still churning through our fuel though, and that thing's just coming around empty. It's finished. We're just burning fuel. So that's interesting. It doesn't stop when it is finished. So we have to be doing that ourselves. So we can flick that switch, and that should immediately stop the fuel consumption. It does. Okay, good. All right. Okay, let me tell you, that took far less time to take down than it did to put up the start of the last episode. Oh, I've missed some pieces up there. As you can see though, these are the painted slabs. I didn't actually use real gold blocks, unfortunately. Although the mad thing is I could afford it. It was just like a question of practicality. Alright, so I've done my inventory management now. I'm looking pretty hot. And so I think this is the first thing we're going to do. Like, we do have a lot of food. I haven't actually checked if we've got loads of fruit, but I'm pretty sure we do. We've been harvesting these trees. What time of year is it now? It's early autumn. So we might get some autumn crops, like some of the late autumn ones, I suppose, like the oranges are yet to come this year, but most of them will have come by now. And with that in mind, we're just going to chop them all down. We're going to see how many saplings we can get from recycling all of these trees. Alright, well, I think that's us done here then. That took longer than I thought it was going to take, actually. Look how much grass there is. See, this ground has not been well looked after. Who's mowing the place around here? Like, whose responsibility is this? Get the gardeners in. Damn, but look, we've actually said goodbye to Hazelnut Hill. It was such a nightmare harvesting hazelnuts from the trees on top of a hill where they all just fell down every time we knocked them off the tree. So, okay, look, we've got a spare locker here, so let's do it in here. So 15 banana trees, 11 green apple, 10 pistachio, 9 plums, 8 cherries, 8 peaches, 8 oranges, 7 olives, 4 almonds, 4 hazelnuts, 4 cocoa, 3 cashew, 2 lemon, 2 red apple, and 1 coconut. Now, I think the coconuts count as protein. Let's sort them into protein and fruit. Alright, amazing, yeah, so that's actually really nice to see. I guess we just design our orchard around these numbers, and we're going to also design the orchard and the kind of the map of where this palace is going to go around the space that we have anyway, right? Oh look, our chestnut trees have started to grow, that's great. I kind of imagine that, you know, it comes from here and there's like a grand kind of pathway through the middle with like fountains on either side of us, and the trees maybe in like nice ringed kind of patterns around the fountains, something like that. And then you get to about here, and maybe this is where we build the palace, because there's kind of like a dip in the ground anyway. It's getting dark. There's a bit of dip in the ground there anyway that we could probably utilize to our advantage as a bit of a like a basement, like cellar kind of level to the palace, you know. And so I've been trying to come over here in between times and just press that button, get this continuously pouring our iron out here, and we need to do quite a large job now of moving all this stuff over and processing it all, which I think I am just going to do manually for now, on the basis, you know, that there is going to be a future episode fairly soon. It's going to have to be soon because this is very long and time consuming. There's going to be a future episode soon where we sort out all the Ender IO transporters and things. But just to kind of really make the point as to how much ore we get from these veins, and what we're getting from this vein specifically is iron, nickel, and tin. So I'm going to process all of this now off camera. We'll just do a quick cut to it, and I'll show you what it looks like in the ingot vault in a minute. So let's I'm just going to start working on this now, and I'll see you all very, very soon. For you, we should build a clock that auto pours the blocks here as well, you know. Anyway, right, I'll stop talking, and I'm just gonna get this done now. All right, boom, it's done. And aside from a few spare ingots that came out, this is all the blocks we got. And remember, we'd already processed the first half of it previously. If we come down here and you have a look, you'll see that our tin is already doing pretty well in there. But let's make it do even better. Oh my god, this is silly. Think about how much iron we're going to have. And then the nickel, again, it's going to be doing pretty well under here because we already processed half of it. But let's top it up. It's funny how it does stacks of 27, isn't it? I guess that's because they're coming out in batches of 9. Anyway, weird that it doesn't fill up the last one. Look, the iron is already kind of mad in here. But this, I think, yeah, if we're going to have to do this stack at a time, this is insane. So that's just one. Yeah, that's that's kind of what it's done. Plus, I guess there's you know 4 more stacks of 32 up there. So this is sufficient storage anyway. What it means is that we can find a vein. I believe those veins, it was like 60% iron. That would be a good stat to have actually. Let me just quickly check that. Right, here it is. So this is the vein that we found. So it's 53% rich hematite. But if you look, so that's 53%. Some of these, like if we find a gold one, it's 68% gold. So think about how much gold that full vein is going to be by the end. What are our options for copper ones? So we get a tiny bit of nickel, but we'd get some gold out of the copper vein as well. Is that it, or is there like a magnetite one? Right, so a lapis vein is 10% malachite, but I don't think that's worth it for 10%. We don't really need that much lapis either. Yes, it is. So we're just looking for the copper one. Okay, fine. Anyway, that's that little job done, and the demonstration of what's in store. But it's pretty ridiculous at this point, I would say. Our ingot situation is absolutely insane. Like, have you ever seen that much iron in TerraFirmaCraft in your life? Unbelievable scenes. Seeing as the kind of big project to the next 50 episodes is going to be working towards finishing this palace by episode 100, along with all of our other goals, I think I do want to just start planning the layout of this area. Now, it's a bit awkward, this hill dipping down this way, so I feel like the limitations really of what we're going to build here is this area here. It's one of my favorite ways of planning this kind of stuff is jumping off here. It was really helpful building that wizard's tower thing. It does look cool from up here, doesn't it? But let's float slowly down anyway. Just analyze the situation here. So we could take out that whole hill here and make quite a big flat rectangle, really, which could make quite good grounds. Have a couple of entrances, and then the palace would sort of take up all of that space there. But we could not take away too much of that mound, keep the cliff edge there, have that as a separate area, and then maybe even terraform this up a bit. For now, I'm thinking maybe keep more of the natural terrain in there, actually. So I feel like it might get a little bit samey. That's the chunk there that I think's silver or something, isn't it? Anyway, hard to tell. If anyone knows what these like blue kind of glitchy outlines on all the leaf blocks are, I'm getting them on the grass as well down there. Let me know. It never used to do this. I'm sure I've changed a setting somewhere, some kind of visual quality setting, but if anybody recognises it and knows what it is, please let me know in the comments. Alright, yes, I'm just going to start by just giving this little bit a trim here anyway. I think that's definitely the thing I'm most sure of needing to do. So if we just come bring it all the way down to here. Okay, right, so this is the first wave of just trying to work out this area basically, but we've got, I think, pretty much... Ooh, we literally have just enough. Okay, perfect. That gives us a bit more room. We're probably going to let the grass grow here, even though likely is we're going to take it all out, because one of the things I definitely want to do with this area is prevent all of this grass and the random saplings from growing here. And what I'm thinking is the best way to do that will be to, like, maybe not with these blocks, but to basically have all of our trees planted in sort of stone-based like surroundings, and we just have these little patches where the trees are planted. All right, boom. So welcome back. It's just a couple, like a day later basically, and I thought I'd sleep on it, on what we're going to do down there, and I've got a plan. There's going to be a big unveiling in a minute. But look, I just went and opened this chest, or this locker rather, kind of just out of chance, and spotted that I'd also used it to dump more nickel and tin in. So actually the amount that we had down in the ingot vault just then when we finished, that wasn't even the full amount. There's still a secret batch more to do. So much. Oh, so well, what's this, I hear you cry? So this is a bit of software that I used to actually create all of the DankNStein artwork. So like this, for example, this is the software that I used to create all of the DankNStein artwork. It's called Marmoset Hexels, and it's got a load of different options here, but like for creating something new, so you've got all these kind of hexagonal, various different types of geometry and isometric options, but this pixel layer preset is really useful, and I've never used it for this purpose before. Well, apart from I suppose when I did that giant kind of like map, the big map project for the was it the 420 special? Anyway, I haven't used it to actually plan Minecraft builds before, but I think it's going to work for that purpose. And I've done a brief little measurement, and the area that we have to work with in that big garden is about 30 by 40 blocks. So that's this here. So I'm just going to flick between this, and I've got Minecraft open here. I've got a few good ideas now as to how this is going to be set up. I'm going to flick between looking at the number of saplings we've got here, you know, and then looking at the number of pixels we've got here, number of blocks we've got to work with. And yeah, I'm going to try and plan something that looks grandiose. So let's get on with doing that right now, shall we? Okay then, so this is the first sort of draft. I wanted a big fountain in the middle, and we're going to do the big fountain thing. So that's what the blue in the middle is for. The dark blue around the edge is kind of like where the stone wall of that fountain is going to be. Imagine it'll be 1 or 2 blocks raised, probably 1. And then we're going to want to have like a sort of lighter springy kind of bit in the middle. So maybe we can just kind of like those 4 blocks there. Whoops. Those floor blocks there can be raised off above the ground with water flowing out. I've marked out these 5x5 green areas as where each fruit tree will sit. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 plus 4. We've got 20, room for 20 trees here. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you don't include the coconut trees grow in a different shape, so I'd imagine they go somewhere else. Plus we've only got 1 sapling of those anyway, so we may as well put it somewhere jokes around the base where it looks pretty. We could even go put it down by the farm, perhaps the coconut sapling. Might do that. So what did I just count then? 14. Yeah, that looks about right. Yep, 2 groups of 7 there. So, okay. So if we wanted 2 of each tree as a bare minimum, we're looking at more like needing 28 trees. So we'd need to add another 8 trees to this to just have 2 of each type. Might not be that easy, but I guess we could continue with a kind of circular feel here. If I expand this by, if we just expand it by that much, grab the whole thing and center it again like that, then I think there's nothing to stop us from just going like this, right? Now it means we're going to need a much larger area. We're going to need to do a lot of terraforming to do this. But then we actually have a circular garden, and we have 2 of every single type of tree. We'll have to work out what the easiest way of pairing them up is, because they're not actually in natural pairs here. But no, I think this works. I think this is a really good plan, and then we'll just extend the pathway out. There we go, like that. So we're actually looking at needing a 40 by 40 area to build this whole garden in. And that does give us a block of grace around the edge with a 40 by 40 area. So that's nice. So I'm going to save this and then we're going to go build it. Yeah, so we're just going to do that to map out all of the trees. And I'm thinking, because there was that we don't have a tree in the exact corner spot, I think we can get away with this. So we go like this. Right, and then the next one's here. Does that work going along there? I think that's going to be fine, yeah. Yeah, so we can kind of get a bit of efficiency out of this corner. But no doubt, as we come towards here, this is going to require a huge amount of terraforming. We're going to have to bring the ground level up. And maybe we'll salvage an awful lot of this wood on this support here, but it's fine because the ground does go back up over here. So it may even just be that this entire little dip here that we've known and loved for so long, where we've done so much tree farming, will actually just be pretty much leveled off by this project. So yeah, a lot to do here. So I think maybe, is it montage time? I think it's montage time. Let's montage. All right, boom. So not the entire build done by any stretch, and we've really cheesed our terraforming over here. So there's a stream waiting to happen where we tidy up the contours there a little bit. But we have basically mapped out the whole thing, and crucially we've got all the saplings planted. I went for like a symmetrical thing in the end. If it's easier to tell on this side, I promoted banana. Banana's the only fruit on the right hand side. All the rest are like protein on that side, I think, but banana felt like the most exotic fruit, so I thought it goes on the right with all the nuts and things, and then all the kind of juicy fruits are over here. And they're symmetrical, you see, so the banana's there, is that the cocoa pods are there, and then opposite there, you know, so it's gonna, yeah, you will have two symmetrical sides basically, but no two trees are the same type and next to each other, which is also kind of nice. It'll be a nice varied mix. And so I've just gone with schist cobblestone for this main pathway for now, and we can build up the fountain together here to finish off and start thinking about block combinations for the floor. I thought maybe we go with willow because it's like green. I don't know, or we could do something really wild. We could have gold, you know, to start to match the color schemes of the palace. And once, you know, this is basically where the grand entrance to the palace will then be, on the other side of the gardens and the fountain, and we'll start to build the palace up here. So maybe we want a gold theme, and maybe even we replace these floors, but I just did them as schist cobblestone because it kind of naturally came in from here, and yeah, just felt like the right thing just for now, just to mark the area out. So let's go with bricks, and we're probably going to need the spare chisel that we made mid-montage now, because yeah, this one's got not a great deal of juice left. And I think I want to go with something like with a marble or chalk, like one of these light. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so firstly, I actually think we want it to go one deeper here. So I'm going to get rid of, not that one, but all of the inside here. Like so. And then we can fill it in. Like so. And doesn't that look nice and bright and beautiful? And then we're going to go around the edge like too high like that. So it's from the pathway it's going to just be one high, but then when you look in you get 2 blocks of depth. Hey, look. Mini banana trees already sprouting and over there. Hello. Let's get a bit of munch on the go here. God, I love the trees when they're this small. I wonder if you could build a contraption that you could just plant them all in rows but keep them this small. Look, tons of them. They're all these late summers, they're all ready to go. Anyway, we're gonna leave them. We'll just keep the bananas on the go. Anyway, back to this. Like so. Okay, and now we need to fill this guy with water, and we also need to work on the pillar in the middle. Now we've got even numbers here, so the pillar's going to be quite thick. I think that's going to be fine. Unless we want the pillar to be made of something different, but I don't think so. I think maybe that kind of height, or maybe should we go 1 block higher? Because then the water will sit 1 block higher than that again, right? And we could potentially like not fill the bottom in, like we could just put 4 sources on the top and just let the whole thing flow naturally. But then if we get stuck in it, we're going to be like really pissed off that we're like rammed against an edge. I'm not sure that the color matches the floor we've got here, so we might need to change out the floor anyway, but I like the bright white bricks for the fountain. I think it looks grand. So let's just get the water in, and then we'll call it an episode. And then this should be pretty simple here. Yeah, in fact, look, you can see it's all source blocks over there now. Go there. Has that completed the whole package? I think it has. I can see no flowing water anymore. I think we're good to go, so we can get rid of this. Boom, and then we just have to jump up on top, and I wonder if we can reach the water from down here, from up here. No, we can't, damn it. Okay, so we will have to grab a piece, climb up, place it on. It looks kind of weird down in that bit there. I don't really know why that would look weird, but anyway. Yeah, it's cool, man. Like, it's a fountain. Could be worse. The other option would be to now destroy the blocks inside so that the water stands up on its own without bricks showing in the middle. I'll let you guys decide on that one in the comments. So let's get a good view of everything we've done so far. I made a great start here of mapping out this area. And this kind of planning, this forward planning is so essential in big builds like this. You just end up with such better results, just a little bit of planning. So we probably will replace that pathway with some other type of block, maybe even just the same white bricks actually, because if we go for something darker underneath the trees, like willow planks, and we could do the planed willow planks so they look even smoother. Anyway, I think a fine return to form, episode 51. We're back, and thanks for watching. As always, expect regular uploads now. I'm going back in full throttle. So I'll see you all in you know, a matter of 3 to 4 days, I think, between these TFC episodes. So take care. Peace out. Boom.